Okay. So the first thing we're going to make is just a really simple pinch pot.
Wow.
And what that's going to look like is you're just going to take some clay and you're going to make a ball out of it.
I'm trying to.
Here we can make a ball.
Cut.
You want to make some clay, Finny?
Yeah, I'm...
Come and sit right over here. You can sit by Sully.
Oh, it's going to be hard.
So make yourself a chunk of clay. It just has to be a ball. And what you do is when you make your ball, you're going to want to roll it around a little bit, and that's going to kind of wedge the air out of it. That'll wedge the air out of it. So you're going to roll it. Can you roll it, Sol?
Like this?
Mm-hmm. And it's going to look kind of like that. And then all you're going to do to make your very first project is just push a hole into a piece of clay. And I'm going to come up a little bit closer. Just going to push a hole into it, and then you're just going to work it around. And it's eventually going to start taking the shape of a just a little pinch pot. You're going to keep working it. And you're going to notice after a few days, this clay is going to change consistency. It's going to become a little less malleable and a little harder to work with. But that's okay because you can always just add a tiny bit of water to it.
That's not what I do.
Oh, nice. So now you just keep pinching like that.
11 o'clock.
Like this?
Yep,
Clock.
just like that.
No,
And so you're gonna
11.
you're gonna continue to work your pot, and you're gonna want to make sure that your walls, these are now becoming walls, that they're not too thick. They're gonna be the thickest you want. A wall with your clay is 1/4 inch. That's about as thick as you want to go. If it gets too thick, it's hard to dry, and it might not fire.
I want to help you?
Not right now. Do you want to come over here and work with this?
Yes.
Okay, that's for you. Here, we'll get Finny over here. So this is my other son, Finn. Finn's a good helper. He is in the intensive needs class. Maybe some of you have seen him over in Skyview. He works with Miss Jody. Finn has autism. So while we're making these videos, you might find him doing some silly things, hooting and hollering. Maybe he gets really angry sometimes. His perception, his sensory is, for lack of a better word, super heightened. So he hears everything really loud and he sees light really bright. And like you and me, and for him, it messes with him. It's a lot. It overwhelms him. So sometimes when he starts hooting and hollering, it's because he's overwhelmed. So now, as I'm chatting with you, I'm just continuing to make this round.
Oh, my
shape.
hand's getting dirty.
Yep, your hands are going to get dirty. And that's it. That's going to be your very first assignment. And what I like to do is I like to give it a flat surface. And I'm going to kind of show you over here. I kind of set it on the ground and I'll manipulate it and I'll mold it and kind of tamp it down. I might put a foot on the bottom of it. And the way you make a foot is you just simply roll out.
Why? What are you doing? What
I'm making like a worm.
One?
Kind of a
Make it
worm.
one. You make it one.
I'm making a worm. So
I
then
got you pins.
you just kind of roll out some clay, join it here, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the techniques that we use. I like to just use a regular kitchen fork and a tiny bit of water. And I always keep this water handy, and so I'll just dab my fingers in the water every now and again if it feels like it's getting too dry. And for this particular thing, I'm making this foot. I'm going to take my fork and I'm just going to put some little scrape marks on it.
I made a hot dog, Dad.
You made a hot dog? Don't eat that hot dog. And so you're going to rough up just one edge of that. And I'll bring this over to you so you can kind of see what I'm up to.
You need to make it wet?
Sometimes. You wanna, so you're going to put those little score marks in there. Basically all you're doing is just roughing up the edge of this thing so it'll connect better to the bottom of your pinch pipe. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of water on the bottom, just kind of everywhere. And I'm going to rough up, I'm going to score the bottom of this thing where I'm going to put that foot. And keep in mind, I am going super fast with this because, one, I don't want this video to be super long and boring, and two, I want to get a lot of information across to you so you can make things perfect. Go ahead and take your time with this. So now, if you can see that, we've created this little pinch pot. We've put this foot on it for it to set on, and I can spend a lot of time cleaning it up and making it absolutely perfect. And I can
Dad,
seal up all those holes. Yes. And then
I need to wet this. Wait,
Yep.
make it wet.
put your hand in there. Yep. And then put your hand on there. There you go. So then you have your very first project going. And what I like to do is sign it. And please do put your name on it so we know whose it is. I just put my initials on it. Hang on to it and get it back to me next fall when we start up school again, and then we will fire it. And firing it is we put it in a big oven or a kiln and we turn it up to like 1300 degrees for 24 hours or so. It warms up really slow and then it cools off really slow, and it takes 24 hours to do it.
I can't do it now.
Nope.
Why?
And that'll, then it'll become bisqueware. And that's a point where we can put some glaze on it, and maybe we'll do that during an interim next fall.
Wow.
Anyways, this is the first of 3 or 4 videos, I'm not sure which, but we covered the pinch
It's
pot.
gonna milk it.